Unfortunately, Geoff, this one is my favorite of the week. The Patriots are at the Dolphins.
Please don't say the Dolphins.
No, I would never say the Dolphins. I want to take the Patriots.
Yes,
please let us take New England.
Yes.
Okay, please make the case. They're tuned in for you, not for me.
The Dolphins suck. That's the case. Welcome to Geoff Schwartz's Smart You. Geoff Schwartz's Smart You is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. It is Thursday, September 11th. I'm Geoff Schwartz. That is Matt Ford. We do the same thing every Thursday, National Football League. We give you 5 picks against the spread. We go through every game. We highlight our favorites. We narrow them down at the very end to give you 5. We might include some props along the way, even though as we record this, Matt, its props might not be up. So we'll give you the best we can do, but the sides are up. They're real. And last week, 3-2. I feel bad. Should have been 4-1. We should have ejected my Chiefs, added the Cowboys in, which is what you really wanted to do. I'm sorry. I apologize, Matt. But anyways, how are you, buddy? How was your week of watching football?
I mean, I'll give you credit. The Colts, that was one. You were all over that one. I wanted nothing to do with that. And look, 60%, that's a winning week. Like if we stay at 3-2 every week throughout the season, we're going to be some of the most successful sports prognosticators in this whole business. So nothing to be ashamed of after week 1. This, though, is our week where, Geoff, we have fallen prey to some 0-5ers. Like this is the week where we got to have our hands up. We're in the second round. We got to make sure we don't get KO'd. We got to not fall into any really bad traps. And I got to be honest, usually I feel like I don't have a good feel this week. They're talking to me. I'm hearing them. I'm hearing the lines. They're speaking to me this week. So I feel like we're going to have some good conversation, and I'm excited to break this down with you. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't like much. I'm sure I'll like more as we talk this out here. So as we will do, go through every game. We'll give you the odds as they are right now on DraftKings. Odds subject to change as always. And then we'll narrow it down to 5 by the end of the show. Some weeks we have like 8 that we like. Some weeks we have 3 and have to fight for a couple more. Matt, let's start with Thursday Night Football here because I actually think there's a play. I know we don't do Thursday very often, but there could be a play for us in this one.
There certainly could be. My Commanders are going to Green Bay in what could be a battle between 2 of the 3 best teams in the NFC, at least. This line has moved a bit. As we started our recording, it jumped from 3.5 to 3, but you can still bet the 3.5 for the Commanders if you were to take that at -124. So I feel like we're still in range there if we wanted to take the 3.5. Although as we record, it is a 3. Gonna be a great game, Geoff. What side are you on?
So it's +3 -100. So +100, same thing, even money. So here's the thing about this game, Matt. I feel like this game, the number is a little bit of a week 1 overreaction. The 3.5, to be fair, to be honest with you, right? It's not really the 3 is less playable in my opinion. But here's why. So the Packers beat up on the Lions. Great game. You know, our podcast, Matt, we were super high on them, right? We talked about them winning the division. They traded for Parsons. They looked the part, especially early in that game. It wasn't as clean back half of the game, but early on, bing, bang, boom, came out and scored. Meanwhile, the Commanders win, I believe it was 21-6 final score, correct on that one? That should have been 35-6. Like, that game was a domination by the Commanders. They had a couple moments where they failed. End of the first half comes to mind, intentional grounding call. It's funny, you know, Tom Brady called that. He said that the Commanders should save their timeout. I think it was Tom Brady or Greg Olson in that game. Save the timeout and then, you know, don't use it. Ground the ball, call a play, and save it because you might need it at the end, and they did because they lost an opportunity to score there. Some other poor blocking. Connerly didn't play great at right tackle. He'll play better in game 2. Matt, this number to me is 3.5 is a slight overreaction. If Commanders win that game 35-6, like they should have, the Giants were nowhere close to scoring a touchdown. Like it's not like that they should have had 21 points. They were bad on offense. If that's 35-6. What's this number? It's easily 3, 2.5, right? So to me, you get a little bit of a bump here because people looked at the final score of the Commanders game, Packers hype, and you get that 3.5.
Interesting. I didn't think we would have action on this one. I think you're right. The Commanders also remember Terry McLaurin missed the whole offseason. Debo had this huge game, and I think we're going to see Terry sort of work in as he gets up to speed. The other thing that's kind of funny, like I actually forgot that we didn't take the Giants last week because I know we had another miss. It was the Panthers. Everyone thought the Giants were like this sneaky upset pick and this, they were going to cover the 6. And the Commanders did what they did last year with all these bad teams, which is just smoke them. And they didn't get any credit for that. Instead, it was like, oh, they didn't even play well. And I actually think the first half of the game was Jaden Daniels' worst half as a quarterback since like his first game. And I think they're going to improve. I think Micah Parsons, good note here, that he only played 29 snaps in week 1. He's probably not going to ramp up a ton in a short week in week 2. He's had good success against Washington. He had 4.5 sacks in 2 games last year against them. His love for Dan Quinn, well documented. So I do think these teams are pretty close. It's a short week. It's always tricky to bet on these Thursday night games because weird stuff tends to happen. But I think this is going to be a heavyweight game, and I think both teams are going to come prepared. So I'm fine with the 3.5 entering the maybe conversation.
Yeah, I think we have to we try to avoid these Thursday ones for a reason, but I just think the number is a little bit too heavy because of the end results of last week. All right, Matt, any props for this game? I think Jaden Daniels over rushing is always a prop to make. I also think it's interesting. So Jordan Love's passing number is on DraftKings right here. That's first call pass yards. Here we go for the game. 229.5. He actually only threw for 188 last weekend. It felt like more. Kind of curious if he does that on a short week, if he still goes under. That's one I'm eyeing. I haven't made a wager on that one yet. And then the last thing here. So Krosky Merritt ended up being the primary back for the Commanders in the game. Now, I was able to get him last week at 14.5 yards. I think it was.
Nice bet, dude. Or
like 17.5, some insanely. It was below 20. I think it was below 20. No, maybe it was 24. Off whatever it was. I'm confusing him and I think Will Shipley from the Eagles. But whatever it was, I got a great number because he ended up with 82 yards rushing. He's still a pretty low number. It's 39.5 for a guy that had 82 yards in week 1.
Love that. He's an ATD at plus 225. Austin Eckler was showed up on the injury report. Looks like he's going to play. But the way that's going is I think we're going to see Eckler be the passing running back and, the short-handed guy while they ramp up Bill Krosky Merritt. His longest rush last week, he had a 42-yard rush, and in one game, that was longer than any rush of Brian Robinson's career. So pretty interesting immediate dividend paid from that trade for Adam Peters and the Commanders.
If you see my phone right here, Matt, it's just me on the DraftKings app, like putting in wagers. So
it's open quite a bit. I'm not allowed to place them, but I'm always looking.
If you see me looking at my phone, that's all I'm doing right now. I'm looking. This is the screen right here of all the, we're doing that. I'm quickly getting off of it because I don't want you guys to see the $1 million I have in my account. But that Krosky Merritt prop, I think I'm going to play that. The other one, I was looking at this earlier because I was writing an article for Fox Sports. It wasn't up yet, but the rushing and receiving yards for Austin Eckler is 48.5. It feels a tad high, but that is the guy that is going to be like the screen guy for them. So, but I made the Krosky Merritt wager. Let's move on to game 2 here with the early Sunday slate.
Yeah, first up is Giants Cowboys. Cowboys laying 5.5 at home. What do you think? I have a take on this one.
I think the Giants stink on offense, Matt.
Can we take Dallas?
And yeah, that's fine. Send me it.
Well, I'm cutting you off because I have conviction. I was curious if you did. Dallas, not only do they get the extra days, but this line I think actually has moved in favor of, I forget where this opened.
It was at least 6 today, but it's 5.5 now. I know it was at least 6.
It touched 6, and I just think the Giants, again, it's the same kind of story as last week, where it's like the strength of their team is this abundance at the defensive line. Dallas's offensive line held up super well. Obviously, Jalen Carter wasn't there, but their offense was not an issue. Like, CeeDee Lamb isn't going to have huge drops in every game. I just feel really confident that the Cowboys, with the extra rest, coming off of a loss, I feel like they didn't really get
Yeah.
any bump out of this. And the Giants, meanwhile, everybody's still kind of holding on to hope with them.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be 7, and I would still be interested in the Cowboys. I feel fine about Dallas taking this one down at 5.5.
It looks like it opened 4.5 in May, went down to 3 in September, then reopened at basically 5 or 6-ish this week. So that's a little history there. Look, I just think that the reason why, and look, we were strong on this podcast last week about not buying the Giants. That was the sharpest play. Every sharp person I knew had that play, right? We were talking about Raybon. Like we love Chris Raybon there. Like, you want to be on the side of Chris Raybon, right? Yes. And like he was on that. My buddy Bill Krakenberger was on it. Like that was the sharp side. Everyone that we know that we trust in the industry was on the Giants. And then the funny part is like the bad people that I fade were on the Commanders. But I told everyone, like, the Giants are just not good in offense. They're always talking about benching Russell Wilson. It might happen in this game. If the Giants offense through a half is that bad again, there might not be a Russell Wilson quarterback anymore for the Giants. The one thing I will say that does worry me about backing the Cowboys here is that the Cowboys pass rush, it's non-existent. Now, they did play the Eagles last week. They played the Giants a little different. Andrew Thomas, we'll see what his status is like. So maybe you gear it up against the Giants offensive line. But that does worry me a tiny bit. But I do think the play here, to your point, is just like take the better team in the Cowboys with rest. They look good in the first half. Obviously, the second half, both teams really quieted down. And I'm curious for again, bet slips is not the be-all, end-all for this. Bet splits, I should say. I'm curious what on DraftKings right now looks like. Spread bets are on the Cowboys. It's early in the week, though, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think, this is probably going to get back to 6. At a few other books, it looks like it's back to 6. So I would definitely say this is the time we should take advantage of it now with a little bit of a half-point bump. I would at least submit this for our maybes.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Next up, so we have two games covered and 2 maybes. That's either a really good sign or a really bad sign based on our history. The Bills are going to the Jets, coming off of obviously a huge national comeback win that everyone watched, and the Bills are laying 7 at the Jets. And there is only one play here to make, and it is the Jets. I just don't know whether we have the stomach to go against Josh Allen.
It is the Jets or nothing in this one. It's so funny. I texted you earlier. So I do obviously do college football in the NFL and different shows. We'll do a college segment at the end of the show. But when you prepare for college football, Matt, like it's this long laundry list of like stats and like things we see in the field. And for the NFL, it's like you're not back a 7-point favorite at home. End of story. I mean, on the road. Like there's like not like you're not breaking down the DVOA of either team. Like you're not taking a team like Buffalo off that big win on the road -7. It's just not happening. It's not doing. And the other side, obviously, is the Jets. Like, are we taking +7 with the Jets? I can't stomach that. Can you?
No, I think there's better. There's probably better options. Last year they had a close win in week 1, and then they went to Miami, and I'm pretty sure we bet Miami in week 2, and it was the Thursday night game, and they smoked the Dolphins by 20. It looks like you've got something, but I really want to make a point here.
I'm just saying.
But go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm just saying. Like, I have these are my notes for like my college football stuff for this week. Like, it's like I've only 2 weeks of college football, so there's a lot of numbers so far already. But it's just a different way to prepare for both sports. Like college football just feels more stat intensive and whatnot, and NFL just is not that way because there's just wagers that win and lose in the NFL, and the Bills -7 is not often a winner in this situation.
Yeah, that's right. I think this is probably a pass, but can I say something that I don't really want to say? I'm gonna speak an uncomfortable truth at this moment.
Okay.
So, are we sure that Aaron Glenn is a good coach? Are we sure? Because
we don't know yet.
Well, I mean, even as a defensive coach, like this is uncomfortable because I think everyone likes him and wants him to do well, liked him as a player, like him as a guy. When he was in Detroit last year, the Lions were 7th in score in points allowed, but every other year they were 29th, 32nd, 19th, and 20th in yards, 31st, 28th, 23rd, and 7th in points. Like I watched Aaron Rodgers just absolutely eviscerate that defense last week, and
Yeah.
I keep like expecting, well, it's the Jets defense with Aaron Glenn, like they're going to rebound. But I think the thing that I really took away, and even Justin Fields said this, was like Justin Fields was saying, look, we scored 30 points. Like we did really well on offense. Like the defense will get better, whatever. I think they are good competitors. I'm not positive that the Jets defensive scheme is going to like suddenly turn around. I think they were pretty good with Robert Saleh there, but I'm a little concerned that they came out and Aaron Rodgers just shredded them in week 1. Are you?
I'm a little concerned about that, but I will say, like, I do feel like it's okay to give him a few weeks to say if he's good or bad. But it is concerning that the Lions weren't as good on defense as maybe we thought. I know injuries play a big role in that, obviously, but then also week 1 with the Jets, who we all agree have good defensive personnel, got shredded by Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
We'll get to the Aaron Rodgers in a bit, but my radar is going off on that one already. So I think this is a stay away. Yeah.
It is certainly a stay away, yes.
All right. Well, this one is uncomfortable also. The Browns are at the Ravens. The Ravens, this line has moved like crazy all week. It is now up to 12.5 at DraftKings for Baltimore at home. Are you up for it? Can we do it? Can we take Cleveland?
Oh, I don't, jeez. Really? Doesn't this feel like a 40-14 win for the Ravens? They just beat up on a bad football team at home after that loss?
Well, everyone in the world has made the point I'm about to make, which is that last year, this exact thing happens where they lost that terrible game to Kansas City and then played the Raiders at home and lost outright to Antonio Pierce and the Raiders. I agree that may not happen again this year, but like Cleveland, okay, a couple things about Cleveland. Their defense is real. That was pretty obvious. The Bengals really struggled. That's partially, I think, the Bengals starting the season, but also it's like Cleveland's defense is good. And I think with the way that these divisional games go, it's going to end up being a close game, kind of no matter what. Baltimore, I don't know if they're going to come out with like a ton of energy after that loss. Yeah. Like, I just think the other thing too is like Cleveland's probably should have won, right? Like if Cleveland had actually beaten Cincinnati,
they should have won. Absolutely.
Then what is this line? This line's probably like 9.5 or something, which I think it was at one point this week. So I think we're getting a little extra value on Cleveland, and we have to at least talk about it.
Oh boy. I mean, look, I'm fine with putting the maybes. I don't like a ton this week, so the maybes are fine for now. I mean, it's a giant number in the NFL. Last year, a lot of these big favorites covered and historically have not. So maybe this is the year it sort of goes in the other direction, Matt, where the 12.5 point dog now comes home for us. We had that old 16 point teaser they used to offer in a faraway shop years ago. You get the Browns here like plus 30 in this game. I'm okay in the maybes. We'll put in the maybes for now. I think we have one for sure in Dallas. It feels like we have two maybes so far, but I do worry about the Browns. They gave their best effort to win against the Bengals. It didn't come home. They might know they're bad and supposed to lose this year. What type of effort do we see against a Baltimore team that they really blew game 1? So that's my concern here. But the Ravens offensive line I know they ran the ball well early, didn't run the ball late. You mentioned the Browns defensive line. We know Myles Garrett. Like it's a matchup the Browns can take advantage of. And the Ravens blow a lot of late games. So maybe a backdoor cover here is certainly possible. Let's get to the next game. I have a thought in this game, a little maybe zigzag from the public.
Okay, well, let's hear that. That's the 49ers are at the Saints. Saints are catching 4.5 at home. Tons of injuries for the 49ers. Who could have predicted it, Geoff? Certainly we did. Every year we say the same thing, that they're going to fall apart because of injuries. It's unfortunate. Obviously, it's not something we root for or take any pride in predicting.
But it happens all the time.
The 49ers are a mash unit, and they're headed to New Orleans.
Okay, so I'm going to find this. They're favored by 4.5 right now. This number opened at 7. Okay, so the Purdy news, obviously, he's just questionable or doubtful right now, shoulder and toe injury. I think the Niners can win this game and cover with Mac Jones. I don't really know why this is. I mean, I get it. Purdy's a good football player. We all agree he's good, Matt. But the Niners defense was absolutely fantastic in week 1. We talked about this heading the season with Robert Saleh now in charge. The Saints are terrible. Like they couldn't score against the Cardinals last weekend. The Niners can run the football. play action pass, and just sort of not let the Saints score and win this game 20-10. I mean, the margin might be small because Mac Jones is your quarterback. I believe he's the backup right now, right?
Yeah.
But the Saints didn't do anything last week. They got a bunch of yards at the end of the game to try to scramble and come back. I'd be okay buying low with the Niners here. The problem is, Matt, is that if we assume Purdy is going to miss the game, this is going to close at like 3.5. We're going to get a bad number. Or maybe it gets a 3.
I just feel like I'm taking crazy pills with this Niners team. I just don't see it. Like they played well. I mean, it was also
the defense played really well.
The defense played well. The offense did not look good at all. They come in.
They're out Kittle.
We have no George Kittle. We have the deal with Jawan Jennings. We don't have Ayuk. You know, they did not look like anything special to me. And like, we're out on Seattle. So I was looking at Kyle Shanahan. For the record, 500 is a road favorite.
It's not good.
Which is way higher than I would have expected. I think I used to quote how much worse it was. Brock Purdy helped, but
oh man. So the Saints team total is 18.5.
Wow.
It feels high, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, this could just be the 49ers just dominate and the Saints don't score, but you know, the Saints.
I'm adding the team total under to my portfolio for this weekend.
The Saints are one of those teams that's just going to hang around. Like
maybe.
I don't love this. If you feel strongly about it, let's put it in the mix.
I don't feel strongly about it, but I was just curious to kind of zigzag when people are going one direction on this game.
Yeah. All right, buddy. That's we're almost through the 1 o'clocks. Why don't we take a pause?
Yes.
Here, yeah.
We'll take a pause. We'll be back in just a second. Stay tuned. Video audience will be back in just a second after this ad. All right, Matt. Bills have been paid. We're back. We have some 3 maybe so far. Commanders can't even talk to it. Commanders, Cowboys, Browns. Let's get to the next game here at 1 o'clock.
Jacksonville at Cincinnati. The line has come down. The Sharps hit this one. I think it opened at 5.5. It's now 3.5 as we record this at DraftKings. I don't really know what to do with this one anymore. The Bengals, you know, who wants to bet on the Bengals in week 2? But who wants to bet on the Jaguars ever? Do you have a feeling in this one?
Oh, man, we were wrong about that, or I was wrong. I forget you liked the Panthers too in this game last weekend.
I authorized.
Wow, we were wrong on that one. Yeah, I think it's just a stay away, Matt. I don't know what to make of Jacksonville. That's really what it comes down. I know what the Bengals are. I don't think everyone's like, well, their defense played better than expected. They played the Browns. The Browns don't have many offensive weapons. I don't know what do you want from the Bengals. So we can just skip it for now. We have a lot of I think thoughts on other games.
Yeah, I don't mind taking the Jags plus 142 small to win, given the way the Bengals have face planted. But I think the Jaguars are going to score. The one thing I noticed in that game, like, they were getting Travis Hunter involved early and often. Whether that was a good pick, whether that was worth trading up, like, he's got some juice. Their running game looked incredible, which was a stunner. So I was impressed with Jacksonville. I think mostly though that reflects on Carolina's defense, and you know I'm not completely over the Panthers yet. Travis Hunter anytime touchdown plus 220. I think that's I don't know. I think they're probably going to run the ball a lot. ETN looked totally rejuvenated to me.
Yeah,
maybe that's a guy we would take an anytime touchdown on, but this game is a pass, I think. But this one, what an interesting game. I don't know if you guys talked much about Cam Ward, but he's hosting the Rams, plus 5.5 the Titans at home. I really wish I could talk us into the Titans, but man, I just have no belief in how they seem to come out prepared for games. Like, they just do not look like they can meet the moment ever, despite what seemed like a pretty good debut from Cam Ward.
Yeah, Cam Ward, a lot of his teammates failed him. Drop passes, Matt, just sort of not doing the things necessary. Cam looked good. The defense played okay, and the Broncos offense sputtered a little bit in that game. This feels like a classic, like ugly spot for a team coming back home. First home game, Rams on the road. Rams kind of looked ugly against Houston as well. But like, where are the Texans better at all in any position, even Titans, than the Rams? Like, that's the problem. Look, I get it. You're not betting on players. You're not betting on you're betting on a number, right? And 5.5, it was 6. So we missed the best, I think, of that number for now. This is going to be a favorite sharp play for all the sharps this week, in my opinion. But I mean, we can put in the maybes, but we're just basically going off of history, just saying like, this is what has won in the past. I don't have much of a conviction in it.
Yeah, and the Rams didn't look great. They looked fine, and they got it out a game where they could have lost, but the other AFC South team they played last week, the Texans, just didn't look ready either. I think it's probably a stay away. I think just based on the history, but like I can't take the Titans for a while. Depends what number you got them at last week. So maybe this record, is a little bit off just depending on where you got them. But they're 3-15 against the spread since Callahan's been there. I mean, this is a team that just has just not lived up to expectations. A lot of that mostly obviously is last year. So I think interesting. Hank suggests Titans halftime, Rams to win plus 600. That's a fun way to play it. I think the Rams the Rams also like have some weird results in the beginning of the season historically. So this one I just don't want to.
Well, and also Stafford also didn't play in the preseason. Like he's going to get better as the season goes on. I would imagine if his back stays healthy.
Yeah, which is obviously a huge if. I think the game I'm most looking forward to in this early window is Bears at Lions. The Lions are 5.5-point favorites. Everyone's killing Caleb after how they played on Monday night. I do have a lean here. Do you?
Oh man. I don't think you're gonna like my lean, but I think the Lions is my lean. I don't think you like. I don't think you're gonna like that. You're like that lean. Well, look, the Lions did not play well against the Packers, and there's a sort of I think this week we're going to see them play with a little more urgency, knowing that those 0-2 starts. You start 0-2 in the division. These are 2 division games. They lose the Packers and the Bears. Your chance of winning the division are, I believe, 3%, Matt. And so they didn't play up to standard. They got beaten by a division rival. Now they're back home, basically needing a win to keep their season alive as far as division, right? Like the players know this. They know what 0-2 means in the locker room. And the Bears defensively eventually wore down against Minnesota. They have a short week now to prepare for the Lions. And Caleb Williams is really good in that opening script, Matt. But once you get off the script, that was the end of Caleb Williams. Now, of course, he will get better throughout the season, in my opinion. I don't think Caleb Williams is a bum because he didn't play well in the back half of the first game. But this is the Lions sort of, in my opinion, must-win mode. 5.5 is sort of a dead number, so I don't know if it's a great number to play. But I would not be in the Lions. Are you in the Lions in this spot? I mean, the Bears in this spot?
I am actually. I think the Bears, everyone is just so sky is falling with this team. I think that there are a few reasons why the Bears could turn this around. The first is like they you can't buy them any lower. First of all, you've got Ben Johnson coming back for the revenge game. Those are just like sort of more narrative based, but like they just went against Brian Flores in week 1. Like, let's give Ben Johnson, let's not just say that this team is trash and that Caleb is just never going to work out. Like, I saw the all 22. I'm sure you've seen that as something like 2.5 million views on the platform formerly known as Twitter. I mean, I feel like he just may never have it. Like, I feel like he's one of these guys that I feel like there's something about maybe just the way he carries himself or his makeup or whatever. Like, there's something going on behind the scenes that we as fans can't really tell what's happening. But do you, like, just putting aside this game for a second, like, where are you on Caleb? Like, is he redeemable? Or are we right in just sort of writing him off the way people have?
Well, what's really interesting is like some of the throws he missed, Matt, were throws that he made in college. Like that's the thing about it, where he made a lot of the throws where the guy was. Oh, the thing about it in college was the holding the ball too long, right? Was trying to do too much, was not getting the ball out. It wasn't that he couldn't make the throws. It wasn't that he wasn't accurate. Those were all things that we saw him do in college. Now he gets to the NFL and you miss DJ Moore, you miss other. I mean, Aikman spent the whole night being like missed opportunity, missed throw, a bad throw after the first drive. And so that's what's interesting to me is like the arm talent was always there. Was the decision making? The decision making seemed fine the other day, but now the arm talent and the accuracy disappeared. So I think it could be as simple as new offense, a lot of pressure on him to perform well early on. I'm not making a long-term sort of, he stinks forever. He's never going to be good. But I'll tell you what, I say this a lot, man. Most often, one quarterback in a class is the superstar. And that right now is Jaden Daniels. I'm not sure that's going to change at all. Can you have a guy who's really good? Absolutely. In the same class, but very rarely 1993, 2004, the Burrow Herbert year. Like that's it. You don't get a lot of years, Matt, where you get 2 or 3 guys from one class becoming the best of, in that group. So that's my concern is that historically speaking, we are where we are with Caleb Williams right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, it doesn't seem like he's enjoying the task. And I get that so much of that is the pressure, but I don't know. I hope he's able to turn it around. I feel for those Bears fans who obviously must be, ill about how well Jaden Daniels has played. But to the point of this game, I think, first of all, Detroit just got rocked. And I think there's some things that you can't just like sort of coach up and fix, right? Like their offensive line looked like it was in shambles. Their defense did not look like it was up for the task. They're banged up. I don't see them coming back with some like massive statement here. I think that Chicago can keep it close. Like they could have won that game also. Like they gave it away. If they ended up winning that game, like what is this line probably is down to 2.5 or something like that. I think all of the takeaway was about JJ McCarthy and about Caleb looking a little shaky. He does hold the ball too long. Like that was the problem. They like he just takes that extra beat. But like if he's able to just sort of just trust his coaching a little bit, I have a feeling Ben Johnson's going to empty his bag to sort of not fall out of the playoff race in week 2. So I think this is just going to be a close one between divisional teams. And I just wasn't impressed with the Lions.
If the case is that you make the biggest jump from week 1 to week 2 for Caleb Williams, often is the case, then yes. I'm okay with. I like your reasoning. I don't like it. I think it's fair in all of this to be concerned about just the Lions in general. Like that wasn't great against the Packers, and they have 2 new coordinators. And I said this when we talked about the division. Like, did they hit their ceiling, Matt, and they're going back down now? It's fair to wonder that with the Lions.
Yep. I mean, they couldn't run. Like the identity of the Lions is they can run. They averaged 2.7 yards per carry, and this is after Green Bay just traded away their best run defender, famously. The Lions didn't score a touchdown until the 4th quarter. Like they were playing from behind all game. They just never looked like they were. They have a ways to go, and I just feel like the Bears. It's a really nice chance to buy low on them when everyone's dogging their quarterback at any chance they get. But I don't feel so strongly about it that we have to do it. I think this is the most interesting game of the week, and maybe we can save some time on a few of these other ones.
Yeah, it's certainly in there. Yeah, we got a firm mandate for how long we can blabber for. So let's get to the next. We still have like, okay, we're going to go fast.
Well, I know we're not taking a side in this one. This is Seattle at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's laying 3. We are definitely not taking Pittsburgh, and I don't think we have confidence in Seattle.
A sharp group took Pittsburgh at -2.5 this week. So for whatever that's worth,
would be a different story.
Yeah.
I think I might like Seattle. Ugh, gross. Mike McDonald 4-1 as a road dog since he got to Seattle, but that one I just knew was a pass for us. Unfortunately, Geoff, this one is my favorite of the week. The Patriots are at the Dolphins.
Please don't say the Dolphins.
No, I would never say the Dolphins. I want to take the Patriots.
Yes, New England. Yes,
please let us take New England.
Yes,
okay.
That's my favorite of the week. Yes.
Oh, great. Then go ahead. I was prepared to have to convince you. Please make the case. They're tuned in for you, not for me.
The Dolphins suck. Very simply, that's the case. The Dolphins.
Oh man, what
Dolphins.
Case.
The Dolphins are ready to fold up their season and be done with it. It's that Tyreek Hill was arguing with whoever on the sidelines in the first quarter of game 1. They're woefully underprepared. They are not coached well. They don't play hard. I take that back. Playing hard. They play hard, but there's an extra level of effort that's needed that I don't see from their team. I think it's just a lack of just not being prepared, right? Like they're just not ready to go. That was game 1. They look like shit in game. Game 1's supposed to be when you have your best stuff, right? When you look your freshest, your best plays. They look like shit. Daniel Jones, man, was like the MVP of the season after game 1. Is that where we're at in the NFL right now? And look, the Patriots offensively are going to have trouble all season. They don't have the wide receivers, okay? But we know a Vrabel team will be prepared to play a football game. I promise you that. And I got a 1.5 here. I get it. It's going to be hot in New England, but it's week 1, man. It's hot everywhere. Week 2, I should say. I like the Patriots here a lot.
Me too. And I feel like everyone's counting out Drake May after just not a great game. And like, look, you got to stick to your guns a little. And I bet on the Raiders to make the playoffs. Like, I think the Raiders are pretty good. And Geno Smith obviously is good. Obviously, Pete Carroll knows what he's doing, how to prepare a team. The Patriots laid an egg week 1, but everyone spent all offseason telling me that Mike Vrabel was the next coming of Bill Belichick. So, like, what are we doing here? I feel like the Dolphins are favored because they put up a 70-point week 2 years ago. That's honestly what this feels like to me. So I love the Patriots. I think they're a really easy choice.
I'm all in. My favorite of the week.
Love that. Oh, amazing. Great. Okay. Well, I feel like we have 2 definites and a bunch of contenders.
Yes.
I do not think this will be among the contenders. We're moving to the late window on Sunday now, 4:00. Panthers at Cardinals, 6.5 for the fearless Kyler Murray's.
I got nothing for this one.
Let's save the time. That's a hard pass. Best of luck to all involved. Broncos at Colts. We've got the Broncos laying 2.5 in Indy, and unfortunately, the only play in this is the Colts. The question is, are we doing that?
So the question here is, how long does good Daniel Jones last before bad Daniel Jones shows up? Is it this week, next week, the week after, Matt, right? Like, that's if Daniel Jones comes back. Now, remember, the reason we love this game week 1 was I thought we get the best out of Jones in week 1, right? Like, get all the good stuff in. No one really has tape on him yet. The Broncos defense is really good. And this could be a game where this gets out of hand pretty fast and the Broncos offense sort of catch up to where the defense is at. But you're right. I mean, minus 2.5 on the road, I'm not doing that.
The Broncos should have lost last week. The Titans came in. Cam Ward was able to make a lot of throws. I thought he was really well prepared. The Titans just suck. If they had played any other team last week, the Broncos, I think they would have lost. And now I get it. The Colts, they're a mirage. No one trusts Daniel Jones. But this Broncos team, this was another thing I've sort of just been saying this whole year, this whole summer, is like, I just don't see it. And I get that everyone loves the defense, whatever. But Shane Steichen starts the season well. I just had the stat up here. Shane Steichen, 16-8 in the beginning of the season, 3-8 against the spread in December or later. So I just think this is a buy for the Colts. I don't want to do it. I don't want to watch this. That's insane. But I still think that we would have to take the Colts if we take a side in this one.
If we take a side, it would certainly be the Colts. So I'll put them down here, but I don't love it as a maybe. All right, next game here.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Have you ever heard of these 2 teams? The Chiefs hosting the Eagles. And the Chiefs are 1.5-point home dogs for the first time since 2022. Are they home dogs? I believe. We're taking the Chiefs, right? Like, Patrick Mahomes getting 1.5 at home. Like, what are we doing?
Here's my concern, Matt. So
trouble in paradise.
So I do another podcast you can listen to on the side called GM Shuffle. Presented by DraftKings as well. So there we go.
Okay.
And I'm on with Marty Herney, former general manager. Was there 30 years. Actually drafted me the Panthers. He was with the for 30 years in NFL front office. He said something really interesting. Week 1 exposes your weaknesses. Like that. That's what week 1 is about. Okay. And think about the teams we saw play this weekend and the ones that had weaknesses. I think they're pretty glaring. Okay. And the Chiefs' weakness, and I've said this offseason, and no one talked about it enough because the offense played so poor against Philly, is their pass rush, Matt. They cannot hit the quarterback if they do not bring extra pressure. Against Philly, to me, that's a terrible spot to be in. Because if you bring pressure against Philly, A, they're going to block it up, and B, they have weapons to make you pay, which is what Herbert did, by the way, on the Johnson touchdown, the final one of the game. They brought pressure, was blocked up one-on-one. So I think the Chiefs' defense is going to get there eventually, Matt, but I just don't like it in this game. No Xavier Worthy, no Rashee Rice. Eagles secondary was a problem, but who in the Chiefs wide receiver room is gonna test Adoree Jackson? I think that's the guy, right, who played poorly in game 1 for the Eagles.
Yeah.
I just look, historically speaking, Chiefs plus 1.5 here. It's a great wager. It's certainly. Look, we think the Chiefs are going to lay down and not play. Of course not, right, Matt? But we need the Chiefs to score like 28 to 31 points, in my opinion, in this game. I took Eagles team total over 23.5. I like that wager. Can the Chiefs do that in this game? Lastly, I love how the NFL tries to do things like they're trying to manipulate the system for the Jalen Carter suspension, right, Matt? So
yeah,
I didn't think he should be suspended, by the way. Now, I think he was going to be because it was on national TV, first play of the game. Like, you're getting suspended for that. But to come out and suspend him and then say it was time served because he got suspended on the first play of the game is the funniest, like, have your cake and eat it too moment in a long time, right? Like, you either suspend him for the next game or don't suspend him. Don't say he was suspended for game one, which he clearly wasn't. He was in uniform, ready to play, got ejected for being a dumbass, spitting on someone. So I just like a perfect NFL thing, right? Like to say we're tough on punishment, but you actually get to play in a primetime game against the Chiefs on Fox. So I don't love the Chiefs, Matt, in this spot. If you love them, I get it. It has worked in the past. Certainly is a strong maybe because of the back against the wall. Don't want to start 0-2. The Chiefs played horrible and still had a chance to win that game. You have now a week to prepare without Xavier Worthy. You should be better offensively. So there's reasons to like the Chiefs, of course, but I'm worried about just stopping the passing game for the Eagles.
I'm shocked. I mean, what you're basically saying is you expect the Chiefs to start 0-2.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, I mean, after all this time, I'm very reluctant to make the case that I feel I could because of your reluctance. Because, like, if there's anybody,
let's hear.
We took the Chiefs last week.
I know. Well, I thought they were going to win.
I thought they were going to win too. I mean,
look, should you react to game one as much as we do? Probably not. But yeah, maybe. I
mean, look, I
make your case quickly.
Every man has a code. And last week, when the line shifted to Baltimore laying points on the road at Buffalo, I just took Buffalo, and like. Some people just took Baltimore too, with plus 1.5, and both sides won. Like, I think in some of these situations, you just can't think too hard about it and say, like, okay, Patrick Mahomes is an underdog. I have his career record on one of these million tabs. 12-2-1 against the spread as an underdog, 83%. At Andy Reid off of extended rests, unbelievable. With Mahomes, he's 8-2 against the spread in October, off of a straight up loss. The Chiefs are 6-0 straight up after a Chiefs loss against an AFC West opponent. Like, it's all these things of like, well, of course, if you follow every trend to ever exist, the only thing that's worrisome is Super Bowl rematches, interestingly, favor the team that won the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl winner 7-3 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 rematches, which is pretty interesting. But I just think this is one of those where it's like, are the Chiefs starting 0-2? Like, probably not. Philly looked, I would say, fine. Jalen Carter coming back would be helpful, but this is just I don't know, man. This is hard to do. Like, why don't we just take one off the board? But if you're not feeling this one, that is a giant red flag.
We can certainly take one. I mean, maybe it's look. I'm obviously very close to the Chiefs, and sometimes that clouds your judgment, Matt. And maybe it's fair to say, like, if you like the Chiefs a lot, I have to take away my fandom and put them in. But that, I just tell you my fan perspective of the Chiefs and where they're at right now. But if this was last year and weeks from now, I mean, Chiefs as a home dog is like always a buy for us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's put it in the maybes and we'll decide.
All right.
Want to take one more break?
Yes, let's take one more break. We have 3 more games left, and then we'll get to some college. We'll do that in a second. If you're with us on video, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, Matt, we have 3 games left, and it actually is one I like. But let's get to Sunday Night Football here and 2 Monday Night Football games. We'll get to some college next.
Sounds great. The teams that talk themselves out of Kirk Cousins, the Falcons and the Vikings, are playing each other. The Vikings are laying 3.5. Man, everyone loves the Vikings. I don't see a play in this one. I think the Falcons, I know we have a banned topics list. I think we need to have a banned teams we bet on list. I don't want to be involved in any game involving the Falcons ever again. It never makes sense.
For years. I've done this for years. We never win any Falcons game. No, any side we're on. If we bet on them, they don't cover. If we bet against them, they cover. This number is fishy as hell, man.
It really is, isn't it? What the hell is this one?
They're telling you that Minnesota is the side, I think, at -3.5 is what they're telling you. And a short week to prepare off that big emotional win. I want no part of it. Let's get to Monday Night Football. 2 games of Monday Night Football. I think I like one, but we'll find out if we talk about it.
Yeah, love the doubleheader. Bucks at Texans. The Texans are laying 2.5, which is maybe this is the one you like. I didn't really consider this one.
Well, Well, so they're doing, by the way, back to back, not that staggered start where they start one like 30 minutes after the other one. This is a true, like, I think 7 o'clock, then late game on the West Coast.
That's fun.
I actually have nothing for this one. The Bucks should have lost last week. They didn't play terribly well. But that's such against Atlanta game. And Houston just sort of wasn't good. I don't know how to explain it. They didn't put up, they scored 9 points. They did okay on defense, but to me, it would be probably Texans or pass in the situation, but don't feel great about it.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's D-line is just going to absolutely maul the Texans. The question is
Correct.
what's going on with Tampa's offense, and I think they will turn it around. But there's no edge in that one. But I do like Tampa on the money line a little bit. This is the one, isn't it? This is it. The Raiders at the Chargers. Everyone loves the Chargers, and the Raiders, they just whatever. Who cares? They just beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
So we're 3.5 point home dogs. Are we taking the Raiders?
Yeah, we have to, right?
Let's go.
I think we have to. That's actually like going to be like, I think like an actual like play, not even a maybe. Yeah, look, the Chargers off that giant emotional win. That was a big win for them, obviously. But the Raiders went to New England and played a pretty good game, Matt.
Kick their ass.
And like, this is, I think Pete Carroll, we know, great coach. And it's a good spot. You get that half point, Monday Night Football, Chargers big emotional win. Raiders went on the road to win that game, come back home. You have now a week of Greg Roman's film, right? They did some things in week one that the Chiefs weren't expecting, I think, with as much passing as they did against Kansas City. The Raiders, Max Crosby can rush the passer, which will be a big difference for the Chargers offensive line versus what they saw with Kansas City. I know Kansas City is Chris Jones, but he's not Max Crosby, not the same thing. So I like the 3.5 here with the Raiders. Certainly do.
Pete Carroll, 66% against the spread in night games, the best of any head coach. We talked about Geno Smith as a indoor quarterback. This game, obviously, inside at home. I love this. And Geno Smith, above 500 as an underdog, way under 500 as a favorite. I think the hook is huge here. This is going to be a fun, hard-fought game on Monday night, and I think this might be the Raiders' coming out party. And I love a chance to fade Justin Herbert off of him finally having a very important game-winning decision and a little charisma. Good for him. I seriously, good for him. So I do like the Raiders here, though.
Yeah. So we have our games now.
List,
we have maybes, but quickly, I just see it's coming across social media right now. Kyle Shanahan, Niners coach, says long shot for Brock Purdy to play this week. It could be a multi-week injury.
Holy hell.
Whatever it's worth looking at. I'm curious if there's DK, like everyone else, puts a look ahead lines for games, and Niners are favored by 2.5 against Arizona next weekend. Right now, that's all they have up right now. So
I'm going to take the Cardinals now. That's probably not a bad idea.
If you want to
move to 3.5 to the Saints.
Yeah, so that's what we talked about. Like 4.5, I thought would be a bad number if we took the Niners. Okay, so I think, Matt, I actually think we have three ins.
Yep.
Dallas minus 5.5, New England plus 1.5, Raiders plus 3.5. Those are ins, right?
Completely in. No reservations.
So let's take Washington off the board for tomorrow night. I don't like playing Thursday games.
Bye.
Puts me in a bad mood if we lose for the weekend. It's like if you win, you feel good, but like I don't know. No one ever seems to care when you win. No one ever sends me a tweet like "Good job, Schwartz." When you go 0-5, they're like, "You suck, you bum." Okay, so we have Chicago, Cleveland plus 12.5, Chicago plus 5.5, Colts plus 2.5. You said Colts was a no, like absolutely no or not?
I'm in on the Colts. I would take them.
Okay, or Chiefs plus 1.5.
Did we remove Chicago plus 5.5? We're split on that one, right?
Yeah, I don't really like Chicago on that one. So,
and we removed the Jets plus 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two slots for 3 games. Cleveland, Colts, and Chiefs.
And we're gonna play Joe Flacco and Daniel Jones and not play Patrick Mahomes.
I can look in the mirror and say, you know what, the Chiefs thing is over. Like I can look in the mirror and say the trend is done. I don't know if I can look in the mirror and say we took Daniel Jones and Joe Flacco over Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid off extra rest.
And then the Chiefs won that game. And the Chiefs won that game, and you'd be like, "How could we not bet on that?" Okay, so now we have Colts and Browns.
Man, what do you think? I think I have a favorite of those two.
I think you really like the Browns.
I think I might like the Colts. Ooh.
Oh,
but I don't know.
okay.
The Browns are a smart play, but I think I just don't see it with Denver. I haven't all year.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Matt. Here's the thing. If this is either going to be spectacularly right or spectacularly terrible, like I think like there's no middle ground. It's not like they lose by 2 and we cover. It's like they either win the game outright or they get blown out by 30 and Daniel Jones is a pumpkin again.
Yeah, I mean, we could. I like this is more of a Broncos fade than a Colts take, but I think the only thing that could kill us in the other one is the Browns are the worst team in the league, and they get blown out by a team that just got embarrassed on national television, and they win by 30. Baltimore is more than capable of that, and backdoor Joe Flacco is not our best ally. But maybe I don't know. What do you think? I'm fine with either.
So
I feel like both is a good.
I'm looking at if our favorites are on the Colts. According to DraftKings, too, the splits 40% to the Colts, 60% to Denver, roughly about just for betting splits. I think I'd rather take the Colts and just hope that they're at home and just can do enough to survive this game. I would love the 3, but it might go back to 3 at some point this week. That's the thing. It's like when we're recording this, it's gonna go back to 3. We're just gonna get a crap number. And then DraftKings doesn't even offer, you can't even buy it at a 3, which I hate. You can only buy it at 3.5. I was curious what it would cost to buy it at 3 in the situation. No, that's all right. I'm good with the Colts. I'm kind of looking. Yeah, you can't buy it at 3, right? I know you can't. You can buy that. You can buy the half numbers. I think you only buy half numbers. I can't see where to do the 3.
Hang on. Let's see what that would be. Colts. Sorry to the audience as we play along with DraftKings. No. If you go to game lines, when you click on the game,
it just goes by the halves.
Yep, that's right, because they don't want to push just as much as we don't.
Yeah, they don't want to give us like -1. What would it be? Probably it'd be 125 ish, probably. So we'll take the 2.5 then at plus -112.
All right.
And let it ride. Okay, so to recap, before we get to college football here, we have Dallas -5.5, New England +1.5, Raiders +3.5, KC +1.5, Colts +2.5. Drake May,
love it.
Dak, Geno, Mahomes, Daniel Jones. Last week we had Flacco, Young, Jones, Mahomes, Fields, and went 3-2. So I wrote down that last week our goal was 3-1-1. We went 3-2. So we're off to a good start with that.
We're flying, buddy.
I gave out, I don't know what plays I gave out, honestly, in college football last week. I forget. On my social media, you just go to at Geoff Schwartz. I was 4-0 last week in plays I gave out. I think I was 2-1 in plays I gave out here, maybe 3-1. I think I gave out Texas here. That's like play I gave out on Bear Bets, but my social media has I just do give out wagers, Matt, on teams I covered over the years. Basically the Big 10 and the Big 12. I'm good at those. So let's just say I went 4-1 last week. Call it 4-1, whatever. It's what I do well. All right, quickly. Houston is playing Colorado on Friday night. Speaking of which, quickly, I'm going to see our friend Dan Rubenstein Friday night for pizza.
Oh, wow, in Chicago.
Yeah, the Oregon plays at Northwestern this weekend.
Oh,
I'm
lovely.
Flying in Friday, going to the game Saturday, flying home, 11 a.m. Central game. But right now this number is 4.5. Houston -4.5. And a couple things here for Colorado. They decided to go to their third-string quarterback, Matt, against Delaware. They just put him in the middle of the game. It wasn't going well for 1 and 2. And he played okay. They won 31-7, and now he's starting on the road at Houston. Houston's defense is really good. Their offense sputtered a little bit, but sort of got going there at the end of their last game. But Colorado is 109th in opponents' 10 or more yard rushes. They're 85th on third down. They allowed 5 sacks. I just don't think Colorado is good, and they're on the road at Houston, who offensively ish, but I think it's a good spot to fade Colorado here. It's 4.5 right now. I like Texas Tech -23.5 against Oregon State. The long of it is Oregon State is not very good. They're on the road for the first time this season. Texas Tech scored a ton of points. Now, they were untested against a team of Oregon State's talent because they played Kent State and a FCS school. But I just think Oregon State right now is not in a good spot. They should beat Fresno. They lost by 9 through a late pick 6, but they lost to Fresno. They got blown up by Cal at home. They're on the road for the first time. Texas Tech's going to be loud and crazy. 3:30 Eastern kick. So 23.5 there. Here's an ugly one, buddy. I like Wyoming against Utah this weekend. Let me find the number here. It is, I think it's 20. I'm waiting. I think I took it earlier. Yeah, 23.5, Matt, in this game. Here's basically my reasoning for this is kind of simple. Utah hosts Texas Tech next weekend. It's going to be a matchup of top 20 teams. This is a sandwich game between Cal Poly and Texas Tech. They're on the road. The total is like 48.5. It's a tiny total for a 23-point spread. This game screams like 30-14, like just an ugly game, but Wyoming covers. Utah is, what did I put it right here on my notes? They don't have explosive plays again, which is a problem on offense. So that's my reasoning. I like USC Purdue over, by the way, 58.5. So those are my 4 plays for college. There you go.
Well, you may not know this about me. I spent my first 2 years of college at Northwestern. Fun facts, and great town. Love Evanston this time of year. Is undefeated. You will love it there. Please go to Clark's Diner if you can and grab some breakfast. So I'm getting in.
I'm getting in Friday. I think we're going to Oregon's practice for a few minutes up at the Bears facility in Lake Forest. Oh, cool. And then we're going to have pizza, going to sleep, waking up, and then, of course, going to the Oregon game. Dude, 11 o'clock in the 11 a.m. Central. It's fantastic. Just get up and go. Can't beat it.
You can't. It's a really sweet little stadium. It will be packed, I'm sure, with Oregon fans. I know you guys travel well. You've got to go. You got to go see our other mutual friend, Nick Wright, right?
Yeah, I'm on with Danny Parkins today. So I'm doing like the extra hour. I'm on with Danny, who I did radio with way back in the day in Kansas City. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Danny's fantastic. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. So hopefully we win some money again this week. 3-2 is the goal. 4-1's better. 5-0, Matt, will be the first ever for week.
We're not greedy.
Week 2.
Winning record.
Hey, let's be greedy. No, 5-0.
Let's go.
5-0. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend watching sports.
See you, buddy.